I think seeing disabled people in relationship formats in the media and that being limited is problematic, right? Because I think if you don't see something, it builds up a level of ignorance for sure. I think the bigger issue and the bigger problem is when people are represented poorly. So when you are seen, but you're seen in a particularly negative or incorrect light, that for me is more damaging. And I think the show Undateables on Channel 4, it got a lot of heat, a lot of backlash for how it represented disabled people in terms of dating, relationships and sex. But I don't think it came from a bad place. I think the people that came up with the idea of the Undateables genuinely wanted to fix an issue which I think was happening and still is happening amongst disabled people, whereby those individuals in particular may have felt it was difficult and hard to find dates, to find love, because of perceptions that were placed upon them. So the idea, I believe, was, okay, well, why don't we pair people with disabilities in a dating setting with other people with disabilities? Because who's going to understand what it's like to be disabled more than a disabled person? I think this level of comfort that comes from being disabled and feeling like you won't be judged if you have one arm, or if you are in a wheelchair, or if you have a facial disfigurement, you are probably more likely to feel more comfortable in a dating environment or dating setting if you're with somebody who also has a disability. That is what I believe the intention of the program was. The problem is the execution and the outcome didn't necessarily offer that experience in a positive light to the wider world. So I think that Undateables got a lot of heat, but I think in some senses unfairly so. I think they were just trying to find a format that enabled disabled people to feel comfortable in the dating environment. And I would love to know how many people that went on dates on Undateables are still together now, or even had a prolonged or elongated relationship post the program. Because if the stats show that actually those people who were prior struggling to find dates and be in relationships, actually post were in a relationship for 6 months, a year, 2 years, or even still together to this day, I think that actually shows that the program worked and the program was a benefit. I just think that the perception from the wider world watching that program was that it was a bit of a freak show, and it was why these people that look different being kind of penned into an environment where they're forced to find love amongst each other. I don't think that in of itself is a bad thing. I think you're trying to minimize and lower the potential problems by putting people in an environment where they may feel comfortable dating and talking and expressing themselves to people who can relate to their particular lived experience.